Hello guys, welcome back. So today I wanna share you about the lifestyle knowledge. Cause I have studied abroad for 4 years, so I wanna share you that what my university life taught me from 2016 to 2020 of the experience. So first is like brief. The true forgiveness is not to never forget but never mention it again. It has a special meaning, but it cannot influence you anymore. So that is the perfect chance for you to go for the next level of your life. Believe that there is a better world for you in the future, and you worth the better life if you release yourself from the past life. That is a friendship, because everyone needs a friend, right? So after you become a mature person, you will find that if someone who use you but pretend to be a good person in front of others cannot be called a friend. So the real kind is to protect your right more than others, consider your situation and know how to do things properly. And then the consistent friendship is equal. So the information that you share with each other is in the same level. Once one side is higher than another side, the friendship is close to end. This is the in fact and the humanity. And then the best relationship is not too close and not too far. It's that both of you know the borderline of each other, have a critical view on everything, learn not to be so childish, know what the other can provide for you and what they cannot. After all, there is no one to accompany you forever. Never. Then is the relationship, because like some relationship is really necessary for you to live as soon as possible. It's fine that if you want to try some bad relationship in your young age, but it's not allowed to make mistake in your lifelong time. If you wanna try just like be more cynical when you face the relationship. Young age is not the excuse for you to waste some love that you cannot get the responsible and waste your mental energy should be lived quickly. And do not lie to yourself. You know how much the person loves you. Humanity is not so perfect. It is crowded with the judge. And then is the self-love. So love yourself. As for the self-love, is like just change your thinking and meet across another life, because the other name of life is change. This is Bura told me, one of my best friend. And then the real self-love is that you are confident from your heart, but not from what others say. You love your look, love your work, think it's worthy of what you are doing, agree with your value. Maybe you have met someone that he or she makes you realize that there is another life to be happier and enjoyable, and the same tasks that can be dealt with in a different way by the person. And the depression in the beginning is to lose the interest of life. No one can help you, actually, unless you yourself want to change. Give you some time to think what you are trapped to. Do not be afraid to change one is subliminally the way you become better. Okay? Next part is the bullet journal. I have a habit that I will do the bullet journal every day. Oh, where is my bullet journal? Okay, it's fine. That I really wanna tell you that how I organize my my daily life. It's like you need to do the bullet journal. The reason is that if we agree with our behavior, then we won't live casually, but we will devote ourselves to our life with our creation and innovation and live in the moment. We will not only work harder and have more intention because we pay all our attention into it. So, as you already know the reason of why I do the bullet journal, then we should tell you some like the step. So first is like organize your mind. Like write down everything that has taken your attention one by one. Then we can get a mental inventory. It's like we need to take every clothes out so that we can decide what we should keep and throw what we want and throw what we don't want. So it's like in the wardrobe. And then if you want to organize your wardrobe, you will do the same thing if you want to do the bullet journal to organize your mind. And then you can divide the mind into 3 parts. What you are is like first what you are doing, and then what you should do and what you want to do. So ask yourself 2 questions for everything in the mental inventory. First is like, is it important? The second question is that, is it necessary? If you find that it's hard for you to answer, you can just ask yourself 2 other questions that if you don't accomplish this thing, what will happen? And if you never finish it, what will happen? So after deleting the useless things, the left things can be divided into 2 kinds. The first is like what you need to do, your responsibility, and what you want to do. It's like your goals. So to manage life on purpose is a positive attitude. And then you need a notebook. So the journal is like a shelter for our heart to think, to review, to deal with questions, and focus our mind freely. So the bullet sentences can be just say that what you need to do, the task, and then what you have experienced, the event. The third is what you don't want to forget is the note. So the procedure is first provoke, like you get some information from the outside and then face it. You just face it, and then you think how to do it positively, and then it's like review it positively. Like you think it. You just think it's a good thing or a challenge from the God that the God just want you to be better, and then choose the technique and the goals. Then is the value. So if happiness is the result of our behavior, we should not ask ourselves how to be happy. Otherwise, we need to ask us how to do it. The common way is that this way, maybe you can just give you a thing that if you are going to die, you are on your deathbed. What do you want to say to yourself? It's like, do you want to just live in a common way that this way leads you to a more familiar place and is the consistency of the current life. You just look forward the comfortable progress and keep the quality of your current life. Also, don't improve the quality what you want with your effort, and when you are old, what will you achieve in your individual life or your professional fields, and what result will you get in this kind of life? So you can just say that, do you want to continue the normal life, or you want to put your efforts into a better life that you want to achieve? Just give you a thing that you are going to die. Sorry, I'm not going to offend, but just imagine, right? So the goal is like we don't need to change our hobbies into our jobs. This idea is actually a valuable lesson, especially for our young people. Because what is important is that you need to understand the role of your interest in your life. Through not every hobby and curiosity will become our career, but some that can be. The evaluation is to decide after you have experienced for a short time, and then you sort your long-term goals into every short-term, and then it's like divided the long-distance marathon into lots of short periods. The distance is same, but the short period is easier for us to control and use the lesson and the experience from the last level freely into the next level. This kind of circle can help you to grow up when you deal with the urgent things. And then it's grow up gradually. So, you don't need to change your lifestyle completely, but choose the systematic way to achieve the goals gradually and bring your patience and deal with one problem in one time, just to do it one by one. You don't need to deal with all the problems in one time, and the way will lead you to the totally different lifestyle successfully, and in the end you can live in the way forever. It's like it's smoothly, it's not like really damaged or extremely. As you can just conclude it as a four part is PDCA. P means plan, find the chance, make the change plan, and D, do your plan, test the challenge process, test the change process, and then C is check, analyze the test result and ensure the success of your study. The four is A, act. Act as your study achievement. If you have no improvement, change another plan to start and circle it. If you have made the achievement, combine the experience to make new improve. Delete the useless things and continue the useful things. Circle the above procedure. Then it's time. We don't know what we will get from God, so when we have the chance to choose, we need to keep attention. Do not let the useless things into our life casually. After all, we only live once. Always remember, all of us only live once. So just go for what you want and just do it. Just freaking do it, right? And while you are doing the new plan, ask yourself, is it important? And is it necessary? Remember that all of us will die and we will care about every moment and every second when we are alive. Always ask you two questions, okay? Is it important and is it necessary? And then it's like gratitude for your life. Life is really magic. Sometimes it's hard for you to find what you have passed is what you want, what you used to want badly. And the positive meditation helps us to watch our thinking in another side. For example, we just think our minds like the cars, and the meditation can help us to just watch it along the roadside, not inside the road. So it will Next time when you take the test on the notebook, just slow down and reflect the influence of this test and what you feel about it. If you have no feeling or you just feel relief, maybe the time wasted test has less value of your life, and you need to realize this point. But if you find even a little bit of the enjoyment, the proudness, the gratitude, and the satisfying, then you may have the achievement. The achievement can enrich you and lead you to a better way. Before it, you need to spend some time to thank for what you have achieved. And then is the achieve ceremony, right? So the long-term goal needs a great ceremony. Like I have really go to Macau and I'm doing my master degree, so this is the long-term goal for myself. And then the long-term goal needs a great ceremony. Maybe you can invite some the related people and your close family and friends. The mid-class goal need to end up your job earlier and invite 3 to 5 friends. The small goal need to smile and just cross your finger to speak loud that I have finished. And then the power of influence. Just treat yourself as your friend. Don't harsh to yourself. Think that in this kind of situation, what you will do to comfort your friend, in which patient and empathic way. And sometimes your friend fails the job, start to doubt the value and ability of themselves, and lose the self-judgment quickly. So the easy way to make your friends positive is to provide the ability for. So when we talk about the power of the influence, we just treat us as our friend, and then when we meet the trouble, we can comfort ourselves in the same way. Use the same strategy and use the proof to confirm yourself. Look at the achievement that what we write down, the ability, the kindness, and the love in our journal. And that is the patience. So the happiness people may not own everything, but they can use everything properly. This is not stupid positive, but it's a systematic way to analyze the purpose of our efforts. You can create a clarity to analyze and record, help us to mind why you need to do and what you are doing, and then sort out. So sort out is the 5-question way. It's created by some Japanese master, and then it's to find the real problem and bring the unimagined result. The way is that to divide the big questions into every little questions, and it's like create a new log and then write down your problem as the topic and ask yourself why. From now, write down the answer and then ask why again, then dot the answer. So ask yourself 5 questions totally. Then you will feel the real problem of your situation. The third way is that write down the answer in the right page. Now choose one that encourages you most. Started the next empty page to create the log for this goal. Divide the goal as some small, easy step to finish. And this is your strategy to deal with the serious problem. Every time when you finish the test, it's like you have defeated the enemy. The enemy is crowded in our life, and it makes living by our In future and hopeless things, what's worse, it will be bigger if it lasts a long time in our life. And the hopeless feeling is that first the duress should be less than 2 weeks and ensure that it won't influence the main goals. Second, you and your main goals need the time to have a rest and enjoy the own time. The third is that once the homeless feeling comes, the key point is that you need to define the clear ending, beginning, and the process. The break is to get the happiness of relieving stress and achievement. Then you will get more energy. Next is design. Sorry. So the use of your journal should have more real benefits than the format. How the journal help you to achieve your potential goal is the most important thing. The design is also to form the habit. Less is more. Okay, less is more. So like you need to pay more attention to the benefit, not just the format. And then the plan. The people who have no plan is to design the fire. So make the plan is to improve the rate of the success. Stop before you make the plan. Identify the standard and change. Use your time and resource properly. For example, the professional chef will put every material in order and prepare the procedure. Let us never delay and let us clear out our life every day. So the person who enrich their life every day will never lack of their time. Then I want to tell you some effective way for working. So it's maybe the name is like the tomato working way is like this. So the purpose is that we don't need to do everything perfectly, worry about everything, and be afraid to fail and critic and then just delay every plan. So first is that you need to accept the change, control the things that we must to do, and evaluate it again. So usually ask yourself what is the most important things from the long-term side and the short-term side. Then deal with it. Find out the useful information from the original data of your recording and then visible. So organize the information in some way finally and find out the way to improve. If you want to get the fittest way to your work habit, you need to review it every day. Basically, during your own change, when the day starts, do your plan, and when it ends, record it, deal with it, and make it visible. Between the start and the end, do the tracking of 25 minutes circle. And then is that plan, act, evaluate, and react. So, you need to always remember that even we need to work hard, but the rest and enjoying is also important. So the rest is that during the rest, think about the last or the next task is not allowed. If you make the stress system last working, rather than adjust yourself by your mental health, some problem will come to you naturally. Like you will find it's hard for you to sleep, so the long-term stress will lead you memory skill and attention down, and the happiness of your work will become the anxiety. and the spirit into the sensitivity, and the easier, and you will be easier to be angry. So the short-term rest is to do the 5 minutes meditation from your head and to your feet, especially for your eyes. Okay. So next is the last one, minimalism. The minimalism is definitely divided to 5 parts. First is health and the relationship, and then the growth, the change, and your energy. So the first is that the health. So health includes the mental health, physical health, body health, and the wealth health. So the health is much more important than what we think. Without the health, all other things will have no meaning. Then is the growth. So I put the growth in the second position of my life. The first is health, the second is the growth. So once the things that you should do becomes what you must to do, then you have made your minds. So sometimes we feel most lonely from the crowded room, and the growth and the donation are the meaning of life. Health is more important than what we think. And when people don't like you, nothing will happen actually. The world will not end. You won't feel that they are in your shoulder. In fact, the more you ignore them, and then pay all your attention on what you should do, the better your life will happen. So the position is misleading. It's hard for you to keep calm always, but it's important to do it because it is the real freedom. Live in the moment is to imagine that you are in the mountain. We are always worried about what we cannot control. So the worry is useless. Change is a good thing. Change is another name of life. Choose to change the uncertainty into the diversity. Then we can enjoy the gift of change. Pretend to be perfect is not the way to make us more perfect. The past is not the future. So it is important to focus on the moment. The pain may be useful, but get hurt always. Be painful is no use. The third is the relation. So the relations for me is also important than other things. Is that you need to consider 3 questions before you look forward the new relationship. First is that what you want from the first level relationship, and what kind of people are they, what do you want to do together, and what help you and what help do you want them to provide to from the side of mental, body, physical, and emotion? And which kind of hope do they need to have? What are their beliefs, value, hope, interest, principle, and worry? And what the second question is that what is not allowed during your relationship? The third is to attract the new relationship. What kind of person should you become? Above all, watch it every day, and you will know what do you need, what to avoid, and what should you change in order to get the desired result. When you are in the cross of your life, always remember tolerance, accept, respect, and enjoying. So always think about the questions. Your relationship will become better, and you will experience the rich experience when you understand others totally. So that's all. Thanks for you. Bye bye.